Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about the 12-mile ruck march that takes place in Derby phase. So I'll start with, I've always been a pretty good rucker, right? My whole career, I got long legs, I just know how to stride out. So rucking's really never been a problem for me. Reason I tell you that is because I want to reiterate that the ruck march at Ranger School is difficult. It's not flat, like there's some pretty substantial hills, but probably the biggest thing to know about it is going into the ruck, your legs are going to be tired. You're going to be beat up. You're going to do land nav, not to mention all the corrective action or smoke sessions or, whatever I guess the Army's calling it these days. So your legs are going to be smoked before you even start the ruck march. Now, one huge contributing factor to that, and it's not something I knew about, maybe it's common knowledge, but I definitely didn't know it before I went to Ranger School, is you don't get to sit down during rap week, like ever. You're standing constantly. They never let you sit down. So that stresses your legs a lot more than you think they do. Now, I came in on the ruck at like 2 hours and 55 minutes-ish, somewhere in there. So I guess I had 5 minutes to spare, and everybody always says Ranger School's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You should never go for like a 2-hour, 12-mile ruck march. I agree with that. And that was the strategy I went into the ruck with. However, like mile 7, mile 8, I was starting to fight for my life. And I was actually kind of wondering, like, am I actually going to make it? It was rough. The last mile was an absolute gut check on me. I didn't know that it was going to be that hard going into it. That's not something that I really prepared for as well as I probably should have. Because like I said, I was always good at rucking. So that was never like something that I thought, oh, I need to spend extra time on the ruck. So don't sleep on that one. The ruck march is something that you need to prepare for sure. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Now, I kind of want to talk a little bit about preparation for the ruck march. So fitness-wise, and I'll do another video on what I did fitness-wise to be ready for it, but I did the Mountain Tactical Institute Pre-Ranger program. It's a 42-week program. So if you've got like a ton of advance warning, knowing you're going to go to Ranger School and you've got all the time in the world, that's awesome. Because then you can really set yourself up for, a good solid ruck progression, where you're starting with just 35 pounds and you'll do, like a 6 mile and then a 10 mile, then a 12 mile. And you're trying to do all that, keep that under that 15-minute mile pace. And then if you're able to sustain that, and I would actually shoot for like a 2.5 hour, 12 mile pace. So I feel like if you can do a 12 mile in 2.5 hours, you're probably going to be okay on the ruck. Your legs are probably strong enough and you've got that, your body knows how to do that. So, but if you can do that with 35 pounds, then up the weight to 45 pounds and then move to 55 pounds and then move to 65 pounds. Just keep like increasing the load to make yourself more durable. Durability is the key at Ranger School, right? You don't have to be the fastest runner in the world. You don't have to be, some super guru tactical guy. You have to be durable. That's what gets you through Ranger School is durability. It's a rugged course. It's going to beat you up and you're going to be in it for a while. So durability is key. Now, as far as the ruck march weight for Ranger School, it's 35 pounds for the packing list, but you have to add a lot of water. So you've got two 2-quarts plus a Camelback, and then you've got your flick on or your taps kit, whatever it's called nowadays. And 2 1-quarts on that. So you're stepping off with, 5-7 quarts of water? Oh no, 4 plus the 3 is 7, 8. You got 9 quarts of water on you when you step off. So it's a lot. I haven't weighed the ruck with the packing list because I don't remember what the packing list is now, but I'm going to guess it was around that 55, 60 pound mark stepping off on the ruck. And don't get caught dumping water because it's a safety violation and they'll recycle you for it. So just don't dump water. The best way to get rid of your water is to just drink it as fast as you can. Your body can't process it that fast and you'll end up peeing. Learn to pee while you're walking. If you're a dude, if you're a girl, I'm really sorry, I guess. Get a Wizinator or whatever. There's ways to do it because girls make it through Ranger School, so they're able to do it. You can too. But the weight is probably around that 60-pound mark. So expect the weight to be heavy, expect your legs to be smoked, and then prepare as best as you can to be rucking, right? As far as physicality goes, the best way you can prepare for Ranger School, period, is to ruck, because once you get through rap week, there's no more push-ups other than like smoke sessions, but those are, you just gotta last. It's not that big a deal. Once you get through rap week, there's no more push-ups, there's no more sit-ups, there's no more of that stuff like that. All there is rucking. That's all you need to be prepared for. So physically, to prepare for Ranger School, prepare well enough on your push-ups and your sit-ups and your run to get through rap week. Once you get through rap week, you need to be able to ruck. So that should be where you spend predominantly most of your time. That's not something I did, but looking back, that's something I wish I would have done more, is put a ruck on my back more and just be more comfortable with a ruck on my back. Again, I didn't prioritize that because I always thought that I was good at rucking. So I didn't think to prepare that way. So I'm kind of putting that out here, I guess, in the Ethernet to let the world know that, hey, rucking is a big deal. You need to be prepared. And the way I would kind of approach it, if you've got a long time, the way I would approach it is start small. Don't put a bunch of stress on your body right away if you're not ready for it. You're just going to injure yourself. You're going to hurt ligaments and stuff like that. And that's just going to put you down for the count, and you're not going to get the training you want. So if you've got time, start slow. Start with just a 4 mile. Maybe you're doing a 4 mile at 35 pounds. And then you move to a 6, and then an 8, and then a 10, and then a 12. I don't think I would ever probably do more than 14 to 16 miles. 16 would probably be my cap. I don't think I would ever ruck more than 16 miles. It's just going to add a lot of stress on your body. So do that all with 35, and then jump the weight up to 45. And then start over 4, 8, 6, 12, 10. Just work your way up with 55. And then maybe you get to 70 pounds, 80 pounds, 90 pounds. Talk ruck weights a little bit. So I mostly want to do this video to talk about the rap week 12 mile, but just to kind of give you an advance warning. So the rucks and derby phase are probably around that 50 to 60 pound mark. Once you get to mountains phase, and I was a winter ranger, so I had the winter packing list. So my weights are probably a little bit heavier, but I'm going to guess the weights in mountains are probably between that 70 to 80, 85, except for the poor soul who has to be the RTO. Your ruck's going to be heavy, and it just sucks. And then once you get to Florida, you're at 90 to 100 pound rucks for sure. Like, they're so heavy you can't pick them up and put them on your back. Well, they're heavy and you're tired, so you can't pick them and put them on your back. You actually strap your ruck on while you're sitting on the ground, and then you roll over to your side and stand up on all fours. So rucking is a huge part of Ranger School. Prepare yourself for rucking. That should be where you spend a majority of your time. Obviously you need to consider the RPA. That's what gets 50% of people that even attempt Ranger School, is they can't pass the RPA. So you need to be able to do push-ups, sit-ups, and run, but you don't need to be able to do 400 push-ups and 400 sit-ups and run a 5 mile in 22 minutes. Like, you don't need to be able to do that. What you need to be able to do is ruck. You need to be able to ruck well with a lot of load when you're tired. That's what's going to set you up for success at Ranger School. So just to reiterate one more time, the ruck march at Ranger School, it's 6 out, 6 back. The weight is about 55 pounds. I'm guessing it's 35 pounds dry, and then you got a ton of water that you're throwing on top of it. You're not going into the ruck fresh. You're going to go in sleep deprived. And depending on which company you are, or which RIs you have, like our RIs, an hour before the ruck march, they had us doing Y squats. So your legs are tired moving into the ruck. So you need to be ready to do the ruck on fatigued legs. And again, I would just, if you can do a 12-mile ruck with about a 50-pound pack in 2.5 hours, that would be like a perfect goal, in my opinion. If you can do a 12-mile ruck, and you'll be fresh when you're training for it, because nobody really puts themselves through the test that Ranger School will be. So if you can do a 12-mile fresh with 50, 55 pounds in 2.5 hours, I would think you're going to be okay on the wrap week ruck march. But yeah, that's what I got on the ruck march. Don't sleep on training for the ruck. Be prepared in all other aspects of your fitness moving into it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. There's two things you can really control in Ranger School, and that's your packing list and your physical fitness. So make sure you're physically fit. And if you have to prioritize one thing in your fitness, it probably should be that ruck. Don't sleep on the push-ups either, because that gets a lot of guys. So that's all I got for today. If you guys have any questions about anything or anything to add, feel free to comment it. If you have any topics you would like me to cover, go ahead, leave a comment. I'll check it and I'll address it, and I'll try to make a video to answer any of those questions. Anyhow, that's all I got for today. So thanks, guys. Have a good day.